Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally here. Retro Tower Defense Simulator. We have been waiting for this for so long, and now we finally get a chance to play it. Now, if anybody remembers, this game got taken down a few months back for stealing assets from Paradoxum Games, but now they're back and everything is developed from scratch. They didn't copy a single thing, so this time it shouldn't get taken down. But look how identical everything is. The lobby looks really similar to the original one, and they even have sprinting, so no more running up to the map and having it change at the last second like it just did right there. The game link will be in the description for you to play if you want to play it, and make sure to join their Discord server because this is pre-alpha and there's lots of updates to come. So yeah, just to get leaks and updates, make sure to join their Discord. And finally, before we get started, make sure to like the video because this is freaking awesome, and also use StarCode E to support me. Now, because I'm an admin, I have some coins down here, so I went ahead and bought out all the towers that were in the store here, and I'm gonna get to show you all of them. So let me just go into Cyber City here, and would you look at this, you can move your camera around inside the elevator. That way you get to snipe down any noobs that are running towards your elevator and leave at the last second. And this game has no game passes. Below Natural said as long as fan games do not monetize off their game, then it should be alright. And since Retro TDS is not making any money off of this, it should be perfectly fine. So here's the voting GUI. The only mode that currently works is easy mode since this isn't pre-alpha after all. And here I have $0, but as soon as I place down my first tower, it'll automatically give me the money that I was supposed to have in the first place. So look at the scout here. This is really giving some people nostalgia. And these enemies, look at their animations and even their faces. Here's the familiar level 0 icon that used to always appear above your name that indicates your level. Unfortunately, there is no skipping GUI here added yet, so you do have to wait for the timer to go all the way down. I believe if you kill the enemies, then it should automatically start the next wave. But I don't think everybody came here to watch a normal enemy run all the way to the end. You guys came here to see some of the epic old towers. So then let me use some epic admin commands to get some money and showcase some of these epic towers for you. And there you go, a casual like $20 million on round 2. Just look at how well made everything is here. You can see the amount of health the enemies have, and this GUI above the towers when you hover on them is also really nostalgic. Now this is a bit weird. This guy has 2 guns, but he's only using 1, but I guess that is a fix they're going to implement soon. As you can see here, he's only shooting with 1 gun. So let me place down all levels of scout here just so you can see how each one of them is made and how they all look. And here we go, this is how all levels of the scout look in this game. Honestly, really well made and pretty similar to the original. But as you can see down here, scout is not the only tower. We got some other epic towers to test out. So first off, let's test the sniper. Is it as bad as it is in TDS? Well, the range of it is sure pretty large, but you know, that is pretty expected. It is a sniper after all. You see, he's just like laying down here having a great time. He doesn't have to sit up like the sniper in current TDS. So then let's upgrade him and see what he has. So the first upgrade is +4 range. So the range is even bigger now. Now he gets hidden detection, gets some extra damage, lower fire rate, more damage, and then the final upgrade here, +8 damage, faster fire rate, and way more range. So just look at this thing. It now has the range of like a ranger. And then look at the damage it's dealing to the boss. Is it worth the price? I'm not very sure, but to me it seems like a great starter tower. So let's send out some enemies here and test out what this very easy defense here can kill. So let's send out a necromancer. Okay, I misspelled that. Okay, so we got the necromancer here. Can we defeat it with a sniper and 2 scouts? I think we might be able to. He doesn't seem to be spawning any enemies. I'm not sure if that's a bug or if we just have to wait a while for him to spawn anything. Oh, he spawns enemies. So yeah, everything is working as intended here. And if you remember in the last version, you were able to jump on the enemies to slow them down, which is kind of a cheat, and you see that it was fixed here now. And also, selling towers now gives you back money, which is definitely going to be useful because you don't want to sell your towers and obviously get nothing for it. The targeting here doesn't work, but in an earlier testing version of this, I saw that it did actually work, so we should be expecting to see this pretty soon. Okay, let's be real here, the early game waves are not that interesting, so let's spice things up by placing down an Outlaw, the ranger's worst nightmare. Look at this beauty here. We all thought he was going to be gone forever, but he's sitting right before us. Come on, Outlaw, demonstrate some of your hidden detection here on all of these hiddens. Take that, ranger. Bet you can't do that, huh? Lol, bad RNG. You know, that's honestly a perfect tip to describe this wave. Just mysteries. Now the targeting here is a bit wacky. The towers prefer to attack the mysteries before attacking the enemies that they spawn. But hey, if you notice, I'm getting money from all of the mysteries. Now it seems like each attack is only giving me $1, which I think is a bug, but it shouldn't be too bad if you're using faster fire rate towers like Scouts and Johns. That way they'll be attacking pretty quickly and giving you a lot of money. If anything, this bug is probably going to be fixed the next day, so don't worry about it. So then, let's keep upgrading this Outlaw here. Let's get a level 4 Outlaw, and look at how cool this man looks. If you notice, the Outlaw actually makes a little circle when he shoots. This is because the old Outlaw used to actually do splash damage every time it hit an enemy, and combining a lot of those would create something called a purple sun, where there's just a bunch of those pink circles. And you know, it looks like there's a constant pink circle there. It kind of looks like a sun. So then let's upgrade to the max level here. As you can see, his gun gets smaller, which definitely means he becomes better. But he packs quite an insane punch here. Look at the amount of damage he does. Just one shots that boss. These enemies are no problem. Here we have our first boss too, and that is actually a pretty sick look here. And we should be able to kill him without much of a problem, since I do, after all, have a max level Outlaw. But these defenses are boring. Come on, a sniper, one Outlaw, we can't have that. Let's get rid of all of these boring towers and set up an army of Outlaws up here. Look how tightly you can pack all of these Outlaws compared to TDS. I really like this, you can utilize your placement better. So the tower limit is currently set to 6, even though it was unlimited in the past, but I believe this should be changed tomorrow. And as you can see, we're playing on easy mode and we're seeing Moltons here. Not exactly sure if this was something that the game did back then in 2019, but even then it's nothing bad, you know? Moltons are pretty cool enemies, especially the way they're designed here. They're just kind of glowing and they're squares. Look at their square head. Came straight out of Minecraft over here. Alright, so here we have everyone's favorite John. We should all let John know to play this game just so he could get to see himself once again. Here is the infamous John, which is as large as a boss. So let's upgrade the John over here to max level. And look, we have his ability. Now he doesn't seem to be making any sound when he's firing, but as you can see, the health of these enemies is going down a good amount, so he is definitely doing damage. Oh, well, his sound seems to be back. I guess maybe it just glitched on that wave, but nobody's excited to see a John without using his ability, right? So let's move him back here and then use his ability. But first we need a worthy opponent. Let me see what I can spawn here. Let me try a Gravekeeper. Boom, there you go. Look at this old Gravedigger. Let's see how much damage these Outlaws can do when combined with the John's ability. Would you look at this, we're able to kill the Gravekeeper pretty dang easily. And look at how small the Gravekeeper is here. He's like the size of the Frost Spirit, except the Frost Spirit has 1,000,000 health for some reason. And would you look at this amazing targeting. These guys are shooting the boss 2s and just letting the normals leak, giving me some accelerator vibes over here. But looks like we were able to take care of that without any problem. So then we got some lightnings here, which are pretty simple. However, we're not even done yet. I actually have another leak for all of you guys, which you're not going to be able to see normally. And this is the SWAT van. Who misses this big old car? When the Enforcer is going to be added, which is going to be pretty soon, it'll have this SWAT van with it. And man, I can already see people spamming this SWAT van, just annihilating everything. In fact, let me test the power of a bunch of SWAT vans right now. Ready? Okay, and when I turn around, there are going to be a bunch of SWAT vans behind me. Here we go, look at all of these. The enemies are surely regretting their decisions of coming here now, aren't they? If this wasn't already enough to scare them away, this should definitely do the trick. In fact, we need a worthy opponent for that too. So let's spam a bunch of slow bosses, shall we? Well, I'm spamming the wrong commander, great. Let's see if they're even going to be able to make it out. Okay, look at all of these. But it seems like the Outlaws are the one taking them down with no problem because their explosion is doing a ton of damage. Oh, and look at the speedy boss over here. His design doesn't seem to have changed much, but I really like it anyways. I wonder if the Molten boss exists in this game. I'm gonna try to spawn him. Doesn't seem like I can spawn him, because if I try to spawn enemy Molten space boss, then it's just gonna be spawning a Molten over here. So it doesn't seem like that exists yet, but I'm really excited for the full version when we got all of the features. Listen to the John yelling right here. That brings back some great nostalgia, doesn't it? Just watch these rangers shred through all the enemies. I don't know about you, but I'm liking this more than the current TDS already. So the only thing to do next is to spam a bunch of Johns, right? Let's get as much damage in here as possible, and then admin abuse. And there you go, seems like I have reached the limit now. So we got some strong enemies, but these guys are not going to be strong in comparison to what I'm about to do. So not only do we have the Gravekeeper coming out right now, we're going to add on to the spice and spawn in some extra Gravekeepers and see if we can take them all down. Look at all of these Gravekeepers here. Can these Outlaws and Johns do it? We're about to find out. So let me use the abilities as much as possible, and you see here, it tells you that the towers receive a damage buff. Unfortunately, it does not last a very long time, but we have a bunch of Johns, so it shouldn't be a problem. We're doing a ton of damage to all these Gravekeepers because the Outlaws do splash damage. So if it would let me click here, I'd be using these abilities as much as possible. And there you go, I have defeated easy mode. I'm super excited to keep making more videos on this game, and remember to join their Discord server and like the video if you enjoy. See you in the next video.